The Rising of the Shield Hero, Volume 6, Chapter 122, Exploration. Be careful. Okay. Okay. mm. Raftalia uses magic to create a ball of light that illuminates the cavern. I am in the lead while Raftalia, Fido, and Raishia and the other allied forces are along. Eyeball-like familiars and caterpillar-like familiars were approaching from the walls of the cave, though they weren't that strong at fighting. The problem is this cave. The structure is as complex as a maze. The walls aren't living beings, but stone and mud. Right. Do you know the way? More or less. I was assigned to the reserves because I investigated caves in the past. That's helpful. It would take too much time to map this place out from scratch, after all. We spread open the map to confirm the location. As I thought, the cave has a complex maze-like structure. The ironic thing is that there's another entrance at the back, where the town was. Shit. Well, it can't be helped since I didn't know. In the first place, it was just Fido and I. It would be meaningless if we didn't meet up with a group that is supposed to seal the heart. Problem is, it seems that the location of the heart isn't shown. Perhaps it could be on the way. Unless we can stop the spirit turtle from regenerating, we won't be able to stop it from advancing. Doesn't seem very reliable, huh? Oh, after checking the map, I find a spot that is somewhat bigger than the rest. It would be a good idea to put together a search group and have the rest wait there. Honestly, too many people would burden our movement. There's no problem if there were guys that could match Raftalia and Fido's level of performance, but it would be cruel to demand the same as these two from the rest. Anyway, tricking the allied forces into thinking this is a break would be fine. Let's go with that. Deciding what to do, I mark the large space in the map with the cave and tell the allied forces the goal. Eventually, the space opened up according to what was shown on the map. Originally, I thought the map was based entirely on guesses, but I might be dependable after all. It's good that we've arrived at a desired location, but there's some huge demon. With that large clearing is a large demon. Within the large clearing is a large demon, which is a presence suitable to being a spirit turtle's familiar. It would probably be useless to compare it to a huge total length of the other familiars. Looks like the purpose of its deployment here at the plaza is to remove invaders like us. It's like that game called Prisoner's Base. Feels like a mid-boss from RPGs. It's a spirit turtle after all. This should be considerably stronger than the other small fries. The problem is the number of them. We can still keep our composure with just one, but if there are more, it would be dangerous for the allied forces. Since this is the case, what should we do? It would be troublesome for another to appear after we defeat this one. Should we just try it? Alright, fortunately there's only one. We will defeat it and then absorb these circumstances. You guys in the allied forces, pay attention to the rear. Roger. Okay. I'll do my best. Huh? As usual, Risha said those words I warned her about. Well, it's not like I was going to stop all the way just because I warned her. Right now, what Rishi needs is confidence and experience. It would be nice if she could act like she did with the Queen, but I want her to become strong not only from levels, but also from actual combat experience. With that in mind, you could say that the Spirit Turtle is the perfect opponent for that, though it's just a slightly drastic measure. Alright, charge! We charge towards the familiar that is occupying the plaza. This is different from the gorillas and yetis outside. A turtle man, maybe? It's a monster that spans full 4 meters in length. Tarya! Fido kicks the familiar's shell with all her might. The loud crack resounded and the shell caved in. It was sent flying into a wall and its movement stopped. Yeah! With a flash of her sword, Raftalia cuts off the familiar's head. That familiar is so unreliable. Risha was trying to attract its attention with weak magic attacks, and also she supported Raftalia. In the case that we were targeted, I have the meteor shield to defend it. And for the time being, her understanding of cooperation is lacking. Just a passing mark. Or rather, the cooperation itself isn't a problem. We can expand on that after strengthening her body. The problem is that her abilities are affected by her status. What was she concentrating on before? This thing is quite disappointing. Raftalia swings the blood off her sword after confirming the annihilation of the familiar. It was certainly much weaker than expected. I mean, the spirit turtle was so tough. Why was I too cautious? No, the allied forces behind me. Being very cautious is just right. Yep, it was only a little bit hard. Fido, did you kick the hardest place intentionally? Because everything else is soft. That's wasted movement. The two of them are having a silly conversation. It's like a conversation between a genius and a prodigy. The two of them are very strong. Risha, I'll make that my goal. Put in the effort and strive to get there. Don't just say it. This has completely become a habit. As for reinforcements, it doesn't seem like there are any. Seems that way. Apparently there is no trap that causes us to defeat the thing endlessly. Amazing. The group of allied forces expressed to us. To us, I can say that I thought it was weak, but what is the average level? It was around 60. If it's around level 60, it should cry. Here the shield dono. Shadow appears. Speaking of which, where were you? The knife in her hand was drenched in the blood of familiars, so it looks like it was fighting somewhere else. What happened? I'm investigating this place according to the plan, Dagojeru. Right. I mean, why did you come? As per the plan, I was assigned to guard the allied forces, Dagojeru. Other than that, the Queen told me to ask the hero the shield dono for orders, Dagojeru. That's fine. To have Shadow guard the allies' forces, for the time being, this guy can act as a military unit. Are the familiars of the spirit turtle that strong? Well, I should regard the allied forces as a special unit that seals the spirit turtle. I'll calculate where I should assign our combat ability. Alright, to each of you from the allied forces, I intend to search for the spirit turtle's heart with this place as the base. It is important for everyone to protect this place. We will begin the search. Roger that! The tension is gone as the allied forces cautiously begin to rest in the plaza. It seems that they have become considerably fatigued from the extreme tension and continuous fighting. I didn't expect that they would fight until they were thus tired. Is it the shield's influence, or is it just that Raptalia and Fido are strange? In any case, without thinking about various things, we won't be able to reseal the spirit turtle. Shadow, do you know the average level of the allied forces? Average level of the military units for sealing the heart with the spirit is... the spirit turtle is 65 Dagojeru. It's not as bad as expected. What, is the difference with the growth correction this big? Since Rishia's stats are so low, is this the standard without growth correction? No, I expect that's not the case, since Itsuki's reasons for dismissing Rishia is because she's weak. That Rishia at least has some power, some more potential now thanks to the Fido costume. Should I ask the old man to make more Fido costumes? There are only 2 pieces of material required. Mass production of Fido costume, huh? I wonder if it's possible by plucking Fido's feathers. Suddenly Fido's feathers stand on end restlessly like a wave. What's happening? Something strange is in the air. I didn't say anything, and she still noticed. What a sharp fellow. Seems plucking your feathers is impossible. Shadow is stronger than that fellow, though. I know since we fought together in a little back on Calmeda Island. Having a unit that is on Shadow's level is extremely convenient. They should be useful. Temporarily, our assassination unit will enter the battlefield, Dagojeru. We are now eligible on levels in martial arts, Dagojeru. And take half of the Shadow Corps to defend, and the remaining half to search. I think it's just Corps. Yeah, Shadow Corps. I hate that word. So why the fuck does it have a P in it? Understood, Dagojeru. That being said, right now there are considerably less shadows, Dagojeru-ka. Please don't expect too much, Dagojeru. I know. The shadows telling the other heroes are missing. They probably can't move due to the situation, or dead in the worst case scenario. To that extent, the allied forces should be more dependable when including them. Anyway, the strategy have been decided. There is still a long way to go. We will look for their heart as the allied forces take a break. Risha, you wait here and fight with the allied forces if demons appear. Understood. Raptalia and Fido, you two are searching with me. Fido, use your nose. I'll be relying on you. Okay, I'll do my best. Roger. We left Rishia behind, and we advanced towards the cave that started to diverge. So they're just going to wander around a maze until they find it. I mean, they have a map, so they'll be able to know, where they've been and things like that. But, it's cool. I mean, they're going to find it, it's a novel.